On the 20th of January 2025, Donald J. Trump again took the oath of office. Within just a few weeks, he remade not just American politics, but world affairs as well. Today's video looks beyond the headlines and dissects Trump's sweeping decisions, some hailed, others stunning. What shifted and what might shift everything? Hi, I'm Alexander Ice, and let's break this all down. Among Trump's first moves was pulling the US back out of the Paris Climate Agreement, branding it an unfair scam. As of 2026, the US joins nations like Iran and Libya outside the pact. He didn't stop there. Proclaiming a national energy emergency, Trump appointed all executives like Chris White to key positions. He abolished 31 major environmental regulations and cut federal climate science funding, laying off scientists. Energy supremacy now trumps environmental protection. Trump vowed to end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours. 100 days later, the conflict continues. After 10 talks, Trump suspended US aid to Ukraine, pushing for ceasefires favoring Russia. Ukraine agreed to a partial Black Sea ceasefire, but Russia refused without sanctions relief. Trump stunned allies by declaring that Crimea belongs to Russia, reversing long-standing US policy. Trump also doubled down on supporting Israel, proposing plans to transform Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East. With Iran nearing nuclear capability, he flipped between negotiating and threatening military escalation, targeting Iran-backed militias while avoiding all-out war for now. Trump also floated ideas for US control over the Panama Canal, Greenland, and even pressuring Canada, calling it America's 51st state. Trump's aggressive tariff moves rattled markets. Plans for 20% tariffs were rolled back after a historic 4,000-point stock market crash. A 10% universal import tax remains, except for China, now hit with a 145% tariff. China retaliated with 125 tariffs on US goods. Experts warn. Recession risk is looming, with skyrocketing prices, collapsing exports, and a slowing American economy. Trump's immigration agenda turned radical. Mass deportations resumed, not just for undocumented immigrants, but also legal residents involved in activism like pro-Palestinian student leaders. He revived the plan to send dangerous criminals to Guantanamo Bay and deported asylum seekers to high-security prisons overseas. Trump also moved to eliminate birthright citizenship for children born to undocumented immigrants, challenging a constitutional principle since 1868. Trump's electoral reform sparked serious alarm. New laws restrict mail-in voting and impose costly ID requirements, threatening to disenfranchise millions. He launched investigations into Democratic fundraising platforms like ActBlue and purged key election protection agencies. Most provocatively, Trump casually floated the idea of a third term, sparking outrage among political analysts, even though it's unconstitutional. For now. In a highly controversial move, he pardoned over 1,500 January 6th rioters, calling them hostages of a corrupt system. Donald Trump's first 100 days back in office have unleashed waves of change and controversy. From environmental rollbacks to global power plays, from trade wars to democratic threats, the impact is already historic. But the question remains, is this the rebirth of America, or it's unraveling? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more updates.